Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Today we're going to talk about all the books that I read in the months of July and August. So let's just get right into the wrap up. Okay, so the first book that I read in July was Salem's Fall by Rectock Ross. I rated this 4.5 stars. I honestly had such a good time. Like, I was in a reading slump when I read it, but I still had an amazing time. It'd be the perfect like summerween book or like fall book. It is a thriller. There is like a hint, I guess, of romance, but like you don't really know what's gonna come of it. And yeah, I don't want to say too much because it is a thriller. It's about a girl who works in a lawyer's office and she made a mistake in a case previously. And so she is trying to like earn back her trust. And she has a coworker who is trying to break her down at every chance that he gets. And they just got onto the biggest case in their area right now. And it's just kind of about them solving the case and all of the twists and turns that come with that. The next book I read was No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. I rated this 4 stars. I kind of saw it coming. Like, it was a little bit predictable towards the end, but I still had a good time reading it. Like, I still had a good time figuring out why I was right and like why it happened the way that it did. But I will say it was a little bit predictable, but I still rated it 4 stars. I still had a good time. I would still highly recommend it. And then the next book I read in July was Clandestine by Ava J. I believe this was her debut. I rated it 5 stars. It is a very, very quick, spicy novella. It is an MFFM rockstar romance between her stepbrother, her stepbrother's best friend, and a girl in their band. Yeah. Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. I ate it up so quickly. Like I said, it is a very quick, spicy novella. If you love spice, if you love rockstar romance, if you like MFFM, I highly recommend. It was so good. And then the last book that I read in July was my like ARC beta sensitivity read of Just One Bite by S.L. Coakley. If you guys don't know, I am S.L. Coakley's PA, so I read this early and oh my god, I loved it. It was so good. That is her best work yet. And that's saying a lot because I've loved every single book that she has put out. But that is her best work yet. I loved it. It's about a girl who is going to the supernatural academy that her mom went to with her 2 sisters. And then she needs protection. And she meets this werewolf vampire hybrid. And he needs a mate to stay in his pack. And so they plan to fake date so that he can stay in his pack and she and her sisters have protection. Literally, just take my word and try it. It was so good. It comes out September 16th, and I am honestly so excited. Like, can I say so or excited anymore? Probably not. But just hear me out. Try it. Okay, so now we're moving on to the books that I read in August. The first one is A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Corinna Hall. I really don't know, but I rated it 5 stars. I loved it so much. It is a dark Little Mermaid retelling, but she is a siren and Prince Eric is a piece of shit. And I loved it. It is a romance between her and the kind of like pirate captain. And yeah, very spicy, very good, but the spice adds to the plot a lot. And I loved it so much. I don't want to say much else because I don't want to spoil anything. It was just so good. If you're in the mood for a dark romance, dark fantasy romance, dark Little Mermaid retelling, highly recommend. Definitely check it out. The next book I read is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver, I think. I really don't know. I have this on Storygraph as a rated 5 stars. The more that I think about it, I'd probably rate it 4 to 4.5 stars. I did have a good time. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the ending, but I still read it in one sitting. It still kept me wanting more and more. So I would recommend it if you are in the mood for a horror/thriller. It was a very good read. I am just confused, but it was good. So I do recommend. So now we are getting into the books that I read for the Full Moon Readathon. So I do have a full-length vlog for all of these books. I will link it down below, but the first book that I read for that vlog, Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Yeah, I rated this book 5 stars. This was amazing. I think I liked this one more than I liked Phantasma, and I love Phantasma. So that should say something, but I had such a good time reading this book. It was so good. Like Phantasma, it started off a little bit slow, but once you hit a certain point, It gets so fast-paced, so amazing, and just like keeps you hooked and wanting more. So, highly recommend if you are looking for a dark, paranormal, gothic romance. And then I read The Tenant by Freida McFadden. Another one that I do recommend. I rated this 4 stars. This is about an engaged couple and they're financially struggling because he loses his job, and so they bring in a tenant. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a roller coaster, okay? It was an absolute roller coaster, but I had such a good time. This is another one that I did read in one sitting. A lot of thrillers I like to read in one sitting because I want to know like right away, like what is going on, or else I won't sleep. And it's not like I'm scared I won't sleep. It's I'll just be thinking about all the theories, who could be the bad guys. Like, yeah, I have to read them. But highly recommend. I loved this one. And then I read The Bite by Z.W. Taylor, another one that I recommend, okay? I rated this one 4.5 stars. I loved it. I love a good werewolf. I don't even want to say romance because there's no romance in this one. I heard the romance comes in book 2. This is a trilogy. I don't know if there's any more coming out, but right now there are 3 books out. And this one is about a girl who is escaping a very toxic relationship. She goes up to Alaska and then she is bit by a werewolf. And this is about her being bit, obviously, and then her turning. And will she make it? Will she not make it? We don't know. But I had such a good time. I highly recommend this. I cannot wait to go into book 2. Have not started it yet, but I will be hopefully soon. I do own all 3 physically, so hopefully I will get to book 2 soon. But I highly recommend this. Just know that there is no romance. I do believe we meet the love interest. It's not really confirmed, but I think we meet the love interest in this one. There's just no actual romance between them. And then I read Crossed Over by Santana Knox. I've rated that 5 stars. That also was my first Santana Knox book, and I loved it. That was so, so good. I don't even want to say much about it because I don't want to spoil anything, because all of the twists and turns, and it was just so, so good. It's about a girl who grew up doing like the roller derby, I think is what it's called. And she gets very, very, very badly injured. And then you see kind of what happened, and then it jump starts to present time and how she's healed and getting back into it and going back to her hometown and all of that. So I highly, highly recommend. Definitely check any trigger warnings, but honestly, check trigger warnings for any book you're going to read because you really never know. I'd rather not recommend a book and then them not read the trigger warnings, and then I feel bad because they couldn't handle something or something was triggering to them. So I'm always going to say, check your trigger warnings, please. And then the last book that I read for the Full Moon Readathon is The Prom Queen, Fear Street by R.L. Stine. This was good. I rated it 3.5 stars. It was a tiny bit predictable, but also not really. It was kind of like a mix-up of like, I had so many theories and I didn't know which one it was going to be. And it was good. I had a good time. It was a classic R.L. Stine book. I still want to watch I think it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. I want to watch the movie on Netflix. Hopefully I'll get to that soon, maybe sometime next month or maybe this fall. We'll see. But yeah, 3.5 stars. I'd recommend. The next book I read was We All Rot Eventually by Maya Ballard. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a quick horror novella. I think I rated this one 3.5 stars. I heard that it was kind of marketed. I don't even know if it was marketed or people just said that it has strong Pearl, Maxine, and like X, I think is the last one. Those movies, it has strong vibes of those movies. And I have never seen those movies. I know that if I watch them, I will love them. I just have not seen them yet. And this was good. I definitely could see how the vibes could be the same from like what I have heard about and seen of the movies. But I had a good time. It was a very quick read. I think I read it in like 1 or 2 sittings. It was only like 99 pages and the cover is just so cute. It's just so cute. And yeah, I had a good time. And then I ended the month off with 2 Freida McFadden books. The first one being The Teacher. I rated this one 4 stars. It was good, but it also just disgusted me and like had my jaw on the floor multiple times because I was so wrong about so many things. And like some things happened and I was just like, are you joking? Like, are you joking? It was good. I do recommend. But then I went into Ward D. And I also rated this, I think, 4.5 stars. And if I was going to choose between one of those 2 to recommend, it would be Ward D. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. I had such a good time though. Like, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I probably could bump it up to like 4.5 to 5 stars, to be honest. I had such a good time. Highly recommend. I don't really want to tell you much about either books because I think you should go in blind to both of them. That's what I did. That's what I think y'all should do. They're both really, really good. I just liked Word D just a little bit more. But those were all the books that I read in the months of July and August. July, I was pretty heavily into my reading slump, unfortunately. I think it was because we had just moved, we were getting settled. I was getting into like a new routine of living with roommates again and not having our own place, just like a new living environment and stuff like that. And then August, the beginning of August, I think I got out of my reading slump for the most part. And then during the full moon readathon, I did as well. And then towards the end of the month, I'm just kind of getting a little bit more into that reading slump, unfortunately. I don't know if it's reading slump or if I'm just reading books that I'm not in the mood for. I really don't know, because sometimes I'm a mood reader, but I don't know what I'm in the mood for, so I just keep trying books that aren't working. So I don't know. I really don't know. Hopefully my September reading month will be very, very good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I will be starting my fall reading now. I think The Teacher and Ward D were both on my fall TBR. So there's that. But thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so, so much. It would mean the absolute world to me if you could like, comment, maybe share, and I will see you in the next one.